Welcome to Coffee and Crystals, although today it is tea and crystals. Today we're doing tea and crystals. But anyway, welcome to Coffee and Crystals. This month we're featuring amethyst, which just so happens, I didn't do it on purpose, but it just so happens amethyst is the birthstone for February. So if you know any February babies, amethyst is their birthstone, and amethyst is always a lovely gift. So we are going to talk about amethyst, this beautiful, beautiful quartz crystal. Yes, amethyst, even though it doesn't have quartz in the name, is a quartz crystal. It's hard. It's one that is generally, not always, but generally safe to put in water. You can wash it, to clean it. You can, matter of fact, amethyst loves water. You don't want to leave amethyst in a window that much. um, is it on? Okay. Amethyst, you don't want to leave in a window that much. So, a lot of the purple ones will start to fade if you leave them in the window too long. But so let me tell you a little bit about amethyst. So it is the favorite crystal. I ask a question every time someone joins Cindy's Crystal Corner, what's your favorite crystal? And the majority of people say amethyst as a favorite crystal. It's one of the most well known. It's one of the most easy to identify. Most people know, even if they don't know a lot about crystals, they know amethyst. Now, where does it get its color? It actually gets this beautiful purple hue. This is a good example of amethyst, beautiful purple hue. It actually gets its purple hue from gamma irradiation and trace amounts of iron, which is interesting to me because iron is grounding, but also amethyst helps us reach those highest of highest places. Now, amethyst got its name from the Greek word amethyst, amethystos, no, not toast, amethyst, which translates to not intoxicated. And there is a myth or a wives' tale that if you wear amethyst, you won't get drunk. And they think that that really comes from red garnet. They think that in the ancient days, red garnet and amethyst were mixed up in the stories, and that if you put an amethyst, but this is why they think it's red garnet, in a glass of water, it will color the water. You can drink that water and you don't get drunk. So it is a myth. I would not recommend using that as a defense officer. Really, I wore my amethyst so I can't be drunk. I don't think it would work. But there's another interesting thing about amethyst. When amethyst is heated to 300 or 400 degrees, it turns into citrine. So when you see the citrine, that's that burnt orange, unlike this is natural citrine, right? This is one of the color. You'd say, wait a minute, where's the yellow? A lot of citrine does not have that deep yellow color. Here's one that actually has some yellow. It's more of a smoky amethyst, smoky citrine, but it has some yellow. But often, if you see a super yellow citrine, it is either, we call it enhanced. It's either slightly heated, or it's been dyed, slightly dyed, or it means that it's been baked. So the baked amethyst, the baked citrine, which originally is amethyst, is often a weird orangey dark color, like it looks burnt, so it's easy to see. Now, is there anything wrong with it? No, it just means that it's amethyst that's been, and many of our crystals today have been, we would say, enhanced. But if you're looking for one that has naturally, through Mother Nature, been baked, because citrine is basically amethyst that during nature has been heated and turns into citrine naturally, but when it's been baked, it's just been helped along. But you don't want to pay as much as you would for baked amethyst because it's not as valuable as citrine that has naturally come to that color. Now, there is a citrine that is available now called Congo citrine. And it has a beautiful yellow color. It's not fluorescent yellow, but it's yellow, and it's natural, and it's going to be more expensive. It comes from the Congo. It is naturally that beautiful yellow, but you will, for Congo citrine, pay more. So when you see that citrine that has that orangey, almost burnt look, that is something where they have taken a piece of amethyst, put it in an oven, 300 and 400 degrees, cooked it, and the color changes, just so you know. So anyway, that's the little thing about citrine. Now, there's another story about amethyst, and I always heard it a little different, but I'm going to tell you the one that I found in the crystal books. So, amethyst is said to have been came up with from this story. So, Bacchus, or Dionysus, was trying to give his advances to a girl named Amethyst, and she was not having it. She was not interested in him, and he got furious, and he set his tigers after her. And the goddess Diana came down and to save Amethyst, encased her in a crystal, in a quartz. Well, once Bacchus saw that, he felt remiss, and so he poured his sacred wine over amethyst, and that's what gives amethyst its beautiful purple hue. So that's just a little story. I had heard it differently, but anyway, that's a little story of how amethyst became amethyst. Now, what else can I tell you about amethyst? Well, what is amethyst good for? Here's an amethyst that has been aura treated, but you see it has the same crystal features, right? But it's been aura treated, which means it's been put in a treatment with different metals to create the pretty rainbows. Pretty rainbows. But anyway, here's a piece of amethyst. So amethyst activates, because it's purple and the crown chakra is purple, it activates the crown chakra. Amethyst will help you to connect, which your crown chakra is known for, connecting to higher beings. Amethyst is a very high vibration. It's also, the color purple activates the purple ray, which is known to transmute lower vibrations to higher vibrations. So having amethyst near you, here's a different kind. We'll talk about this one shortly. But having amethyst near you assists to raise your vibration so that you can better connect with your guides, your higher self, your angels. It's wonderful to meditate with amethyst, and you would simply, you don't have to be fancy, but you just have your amethyst. You just hold it while you're contemplating or meditating. It's going to help raise your vibration, and with that, help you access higher realms. It's considered a multi-dimensional stone because it helps connect to multi-dimensional beings, guides, angels, or whatever else you may consider a multi-dimensional being. But the main thing is that it raises your vibration. And why do we want to raise our vibration? That assists us in our evolution, the evolution of ourself and our evolution of others and of the world. It's easier to be a better being when you're vibrating at a higher level. And also, because we feel more connected to our guides and our angels and whoever we're working with, when we have amethyst with us, it helps calm us. It's a very calming stone. It helps us deal with the daily stresses of life. And so if you feel that you're all alone, if you feel that you're disconnected from your wisdom, if you feel that you're just stressed and you can't see clearly, grab a piece of amethyst. And again, it can be one of the many different types of amethyst that you'll find. This is actually amethyst flower agate. It's got a mix in it, or Ametrine, which we're going to talk about later. But grab a piece of amethyst, or just kind of hang out by your amethyst, and it will help with that vibratory level. It's also said to help us with breaking addictions. How? when we are seeing clearly and thinking clearly and have that guidance, it's easier for us to know what's right for us and what's not right for us. It's easier to make that distinction. And with that, it makes it easier when we're trying to break any kind of addictions. So let's talk about the different kinds of amethyst. Remember, I mentioned Dream Amethyst. This is Dream Amethyst. It's also called Chevron Amethyst or Dogtooth Amethyst. Depending on the age of the vendor is probably going to be what they call it. Now, the reason it's called Chevron Amethyst is you'll see this chevron pattern, but also think dog tooth, right? But it has more recently, maybe in the past 15 years or so, or 10 years, has been called Dream Amethyst. So it has this beautiful white quartz running through it, along with the amethyst to create those patterns. Sometimes you'll see them in circles, they're not always in that chevron pattern. But Dream Amethyst is said to be an excellent natural tranquilizer. In other words, calming, brings help from insomnia, strain, stress. It's said to help us remember our dreams better, help us promote healthy sleep, and also seems to help with, and I think this is kind of the chevron pattern, helps us with our highs and lows, right? So that is an example of Dream Amethyst. Now, there's also what's called pink amethyst, and I love this pink amethyst. Pink amethyst is a variety of amethyst. Its pink color comes from small inclusions of hematite with the quartz. It's relatively new on the market. The price is finally starting to come down. There's another pink amethyst, and very often it's seen with like holes or inclusions or patterns, right? Um, and sometimes you'll see it mixed, like this is with flower agate. So pink amethyst is relatively new on the market. It's said to come from Brazil, southern Brazil, and because of that pink, it's got the passion going, and so it helps open our heart chakra, helps us release negative emotions that come from having blockages. Remember, chakras are never totally blocked, but having blockages within the heart chakra. It helps with self-confidence, and because of that extra hematite, now we have the iron from the natural amethyst and a little bit of hematite on top of that. It really can help us ground and bring our information from above down into reality. Now, there is another amethyst called Prasiolite or green amethyst, and I have a couple examples. This is more of the high-end Prasiolite. It's a very light green. You very often will see it carved. And these I'm going to put on as a special. I haven't taken pictures of them. If I can get pictures today, I'll put them on as a special post later on, maybe this evening or this afternoon. But the rest of these crystals will be on a post at noon. But there's this one as well, I don't have a picture of, so I'll try to get a picture of that. Now, another example of Prasiolite is almost like you could say it's dream Prasiolite. So this is Prasiolite. It's green amethyst, but it's got the chevron pattern in it. Now, this is a tumbled Prasiolite, and this will be on at noon, that I just love. So why would we want green amethyst or Prasiolite? Well, it's a rare silicon dioxide mineral. It comes from the Greek word meaning leek. It comes out of Brazil, and it's an almost transparent, as you see, color of green. Now, it is one that said to give inner visions. It is a very high vibration. If anybody that has this knows that Prasiolite's a very high vibration. It's supposed to help with inner visions, feeling empowered and self-love. Well, we all could use a little self-love, so maybe we all could use keep one of those Prasiolite tumbles in your pocket. You wouldn't want to keep the double terminated in the pocket. Just to remind you, this is double terminated, which means it has a point at each end. You can direct energy this way, but also inwardly, up and down. Okay, double terminates are really cool. So it connects us grounded to the earth as well as to our heart. It helps cocoon us in a envelope of both Mother Earth and Father Sky energy, and it really helps us move towards enlightenment. It is such a high vibration. Now we have two more types of amethyst I want to talk about, and this is Ametrine. Now I don't know if you're going to be able to see it, but there is a combination of amethyst and citrine in one crystal. It's kind of like half baked, right? Because now this one is natural. Now, and the natural ones again are going to be a little bit more expensive. Well, this is pretty reasonable. So amethyst, ametrine is amethyst and citrine halfway. So remember I said amethyst is heated by Mother Nature and becomes citrine. Well, this is, I joke around, half baked, right? It's halfway through. So it has both amethyst and citrine in the same crystal. Now there's also smoky amethyst. That's citrine. There's also, a lot of times you will find smoky and amethyst together in one crystal. Amethyst, and so we call it very often smoky amethyst. Now here's an example that Dave pointed out of smoky citrine. See how at the top it gets smokier? So when smoky is combined with citrine, or well, combined with any other crystal, smoky quartz is found with a lot of crystals. We call it, so this is a chevron or a dream amethyst with smoky, but we could also call it a smoky dream amethyst. And so when you see the smoky within the amethyst, it again gives it a very grounded energy, helping us to bring that information that we get from the divine, our guides, our angels, our higher self, wherever you feel your information comes from. Amethyst will help trigger more of that intuitive information, even if it comes through sensing or knowing rather than hearing. It doesn't always come, Noah, build me an ark. Sometimes it comes through inspiration, or it comes through just a knowing, right? When we get that, sometimes it's hard to make it practical. When you combine the smoky, which is very grounding and protecting, with the amethyst, it allows us, or same thing with ametrine, it allows us to bring that information down into earth and make it practical. And so amethyst on its own is fabulous. Yet if you find that you get the information, but you can't make it practical or know what to do with it, or not quite understand it, like, well, make that a little clearer, right? You may want to add, either go with the ametrine or smoky amethyst to help bring that information down to earth. Now, that is basically everything I have to tell you about amethyst. Did I forget? Oh, what? Oh, the Aura Amethyst. So Aura Amethyst, as I said, is a treatment that they put on the amethyst to make it pretty. Sometimes you'll see titanium amethyst. This is not. This is more of, they call it the diamond or the angel aura. They call this angel aura amethyst. And what it does, besides make it really pretty, it brings an even higher vibration to it, because they use diamond, and what else do they use? Titanium. Titanium makes the purple. So this is the diamond, and some other thing. I forget what else. But anyway, and they make this treatment. It's not fake. It's actually a treatment so that it makes like a cover. but look how beautiful when you have that aura treatment. Now, this is called angel aura. So I feel it brings, when they use the diamond dust, I feel it brings an angelic energy. And so I would say that an angel aura amethyst is going to make an even deeper connection to the angelic realm. All right. Well, listen, thank you so much. And we will see you at the next Coffee and Crystals. Have a great day.